Hello, Parkview. It's your two favorite hosts.
Shareem and Willie?
No, Tommy and Dimitri.
But I'm Tommy.
Yeah, and I'm Dimitri. Well, in Warrensville Heights, Ohio, two 16-year-old girls engaged in a battle to the death. After teasing who dealt it after someone smelt it, once the fight started, according to eyewitnesses, bystanders just stood there and watched the whole thing happen, including the victim's stepfather.
Way to go, Dad.
Sadly, the victim, Shakira Dorsey, didn't make it after arriving to the hospital.
That's actually really sad. Well, on the bright side, on Monday I called 911 to report my car's purring engine. Turns out it wasn't my lovely engine, but it was a cat stuck under my hood.
Really? You can't be serial. I mean, that's about as depressing as my report.
Cut. I'm serial, all right, but it never happened to me, so lighten up. But this did happen to a man in Beltsville who was about 100 feet away from an auto repair shop. Pulled over because he heard mewling in his engine compartment. The kitten, no bigger than the palm of a firefighter's hand, was recovered from the engine, which possibly crawled in the car while it was in the shop. The reaction from the dispatched firefighters was as natural as they could get: bewilderment. Luckily, the cat was recovered unharmed, so all was well.
What do you think is worse, a 23-year-old lady with 5 children, or the fact she superglued one of them to the wall?
What kind of question?
Well, joking and burning questions aside, this is actually a true story for a 23-year-old Elizabeth Escalona who lives in Texas, who was also preggers with her 6th child at the time. This past Monday, she glues her 2-year-old daughter to a wall and spanks her as punishment for potty training. Insult to injury, the little girl went wee-wee on the wall as she was being spanked rather brutally by her mother. The beating was so brutal, the young girl received severe brain injury that led her into a temporary coma. The mother was sentenced to serve from 5 to life in prison. Luckily and happily, the 2-year-old girl lived, and all 5 children live with their grandmother.
What's wrong with you and bad news today? You're usually cheerier than this.
Dark humor?
You know what? Everything you said today makes me not want to live on this planet anymore. So I'm banning you from speaking for the rest of the segment.
Oh, come on. Someone has to do it. Really? You're going to do it? Can't believe you're...
Anyways, in Atlanta, 3 accused armed robbers are behind bars after being outsmarted by a smartphone they attempted to steal. So yeah, the phone was taken from a woman's purse at gunpoint, and the victim gave 2 phones to the robber. After police arrived to the scene of the crime, they began tracking the perps via the Find My iPhone app.
They got away. End of the story. Oh, yeah. You know, I'll just... Yeah.
The phone was tracked to Peachtree Street. Try saying that 10 times fast. At North Avenue, the arrest was made in the middle of traffic, as the criminals were still fleeing the crime scene to their secret lair of thievery, and yes, the phones were returned to the victim.
Can I come back in yet?
Well, it is the end of our segment, but before you do, did you learn anything?
You don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Aside from that.
Never steal an iPhone.
No.
Japan has better food stuff than America.
Just never mind. Never mind.